Rogers, the record-setting quarterback for Mississippi State, on the field, and now the first play from scrimmage, a throw that was contested but caught along the right sideline. He told us he's coming back next year.
How good is that, huh?
Which, you know, I didn't see any news about it. Brian Walters at Purdue, but also with a lot of talented guys left. Rogers will throw short. That pass is caught, and with that little move forward, I do believe Mississippi State gets the first down. That's Tulu Griffin. Witherspoon has a legit chance of being the first defensive back taken in the draft. He's that good. This pass across the middle is completed right around the mark for another first down. Terrific job at Illinois. Best season the Illini have had in a long time. Will Rogers back on the field, floats one right side. That's complete to Tulu Griffin for a catch and run. Young man, very valued part of this staff in Starkville. He and the Bulldogs facing a 3rd and 6. Rogers across the middle and a nice delivery. First down and more. That's Austin Williams with the catch for a Bulldogs first down. He's at a 4.0 GPA every semester.
Wow.
At Mississippi State. And he's had a great career. Throw over the left side. That one complete to Justin Robinson. Marks in the backfield alongside Will Rogers on 2nd down. That throw is complete. Big hit again across the middle, but that'll be enough for a first down.
And they're making life difficult for Will Rogers.
2nd down and 10. Rogers, again, just nowhere to go with the ball. Now he's going to scramble and run and head for the sideline. He did not want to take a hit. So now 3rd and 6. Jaden Wally came in motion. That pass is caught. The secondary, the Illini, 2 of their very best defenders not playing in this game. And you wouldn't know it. Just playing great, making it real tough on Will Rogers and a high-flying Mississippi State offense. In the pocket, Rogers is going to throw again, being pressured. Got the pass complete. That'll be a Mississippi State first down and much more along the sideline. Now a trick play coming for the Bulldogs. I think trying to throw the ball. They'll throw it to Rogers along the sideline. There is a receiver. Rogers takes a snap. Will Rogers will throw middle. That pass is caught down to the 20. And the tackle there still 3 yards short. Committed one way or the other. So who knows? Maybe his last game as the Utah quarterback. That pass was thrown a little behind, but still brought in. One of the top scoring teams in the country. Certainly one of the top passing teams. Just haven't gotten it going. And this has been a lot of the story. Will Rogers has had plenty of time. He's had nowhere to go with the ball. He bought some time there and finally found a receiver. 3rd quarter from Tampa. And Will Rogers will throw short right. That pass is caught by Tulu Griffin. And he gets the first down plus some extra yards. 2nd down and long after the penalty. Rogers again has to check down. The catch and out of bounds. Simeon Price with marks. 3rd down and 7. Rogers pressured, throws, and he's got the completion. The Illini will see if they bring pressure here on 3rd down. They do. Rogers gets rid of it, and it's caught.
A lot of zone, eyes on the quarterback. Let's see if he recognizes it this time.
Play clock was all the way down to 1. Rogers dancing around. Rogers going to try to run for it. He dives forward and didn't get there. Will Rogers. The Illini show some pressure. Rogers, pressure really didn't come. He had a man left side. Didn't throw it to him, to the back of the end zone. And caught for a touchdown.
Right foot down.
That is a big question.
That is it. The right foot.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. They've got some white shoe on some of the white edge. That's out of bounds.
Now, the heel was up.
Yeah, but when you leave the ground, the heel has to come down along with the foot.
I don't know.
That was close. Going to get another drive going.
Facing one of the very best defenses in the country. The Illini show pressure. Quick hitter across the middle. And that's Wally who makes the catch. Mississippi State only had 41 rush yards all game on this drive. They already have 36. Rogers throws and caught. Just a perfect delivery to Harvey. First down into Illini territory.
How about that throw? I mean, that's your winning this game would be their way of truly honoring Coach Leach.
Rutgers throws, and that pass is caught left sideline, and Griffin turns it upfield to make a pretty short pass into a nice gain all the way out to the 40. Will Rogers throws middle. That pass is caught. It'll be a first down into Illinois territory. That's Wally again.
Deep drop. Get it to the outside. Boston on the catch. And he gets to the 39-yard line. Pick up of 11. 3rd and 7. 5.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. Rogers to pass. He's got Boston. A first down for Washington. Across the 25. And out to the 29-yard line. 3rd down completion. A gain of 17.
Weber State was trying to bring some pressure there, but that is a double-edged sword. All of a sudden, when you pressure like that, there's a big gap.
Coleman to the sideline. Cameron Davis, senior, missed all of last year, is in. Rogers sprints right. Boston with another catch. A first down for Washington. He's brought down just outside the 40-yard line.
Always good to settle the offense when you have an elite running back like Jonah Coleman.
Cameron Davis back in the backfield. Fake to him. Plenty of time. Davis all by himself in the flat. Davis down the sideline, pushed out of bounds inside the 20.
Well, initially, Jake, it was only a two-man route. Davis was in for protection. They slid one way. They put Davis on the end. Nobody's covering him out the flat. Will Rogers goes through his progression. Nope.
Pretty balanced offense so far for Washington. Slip it outside to Giles Jackson. Slips across the 40-yard line to the 42.
And still, Weber State has had a problem getting the right people on the field.
Playing tempo, across the middle, wide open. That's the tight end Moore. Into Weber State territory. Took a big hit. Play pass. There's Bailey again in the backfield. Get it out to Coleman. Turns something out of nothing there. Nice play by Will Rogers to get it to his outlet. Will Rogers in his first start at Washington, the transfer from Mississippi State. Dials up a bubble screen to the outside to Jackson, slips one and brought down at the 45-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by Eshawn Daniels.
Been in the program now. It's his turn to shine as a starter.
Rogers again, pressure with a little shovel pass. He gets it to Cameron Davis. 2nd and 2. Rogers pass caught. First down Huskies. Boston again. 5 catches all of last season for Denzel Boston. He's got 4 already in the game. Double fake. Rogers. End zone. Caught. Touchdown. Washington. First career catch for Decker DeGraff. And it goes for 6. He's picked up 22 yards on back-to-back plays. Rogers steps up. Rogers going to run with it. He's going to be brought down. Picks up a couple of yards, but that is going to end the first half. Washington 14-0. Saw some really good running. Rogers again across the middle. Catch made. That's Giles Jackson. And he's going to be a yard short of a first down, gain of 9.
In the backfield.
It's Cameron Davis back there next to Rogers. Bubble screen to the outside. Jackson again, balls out, it looked like.
You know, putting yourself in jeopardy and getting a penalty. And it's just rewarding when you see that it's working with such precision.
Nice back shoulder throw to Giles Jackson. That was a beauty from Rogers.
Man, he couldn't have hand delivered that much better. Just look at this. And this is Will Rogers. One thing he does about as good as
Titi Ali'i in the middle of that offensive line. Now we get to the outside. Jackson down to the 5-yard line. Loss of 10. Rogers. Screen game out to Coleman. Coleman up the middle. Still on his feet. Near a first down.
he's so fast, so explosive. You talk about all the space there, Lincoln. Now watch this. Put this foot, bang, right there, bang. His whole moment, everything looks like he's going forward, and then without missing a beat, bang, bang, feet in the ground, and he's changing direction.
And he's not easy to bring down once you make contact. That's what Bailey is complaining about.
It's the 15-yard penalty. Rogers lets it fly. He's got a man. Jackson on the edge inside the 20-yard line. Another pitch and catch with Jackson.
This is a great route by Giles Jackson. So they're in play action and looks initially like he's going to run the over route. Watch him, the eyes come in there, bang, bang. So he.
Now here's motion for Jeremiah Hunter. He did not catch a pass last week. He has a pass catch this week. He had a couple of targets last week. Denzel Boston is in motion. Will Rogers threw on the first 3 snaps of the game. He'll throw for a 4th straight time from his own end zone. There's Jonah Coleman breaking tackles. What else is new? An exciting and emotional return to the game last week. Play fake, pressure. Rogers throws. Kaliki Latu is now the starting tight end with Quentin Moore out, and he keeps driving. After the penalty, the ball is pushed back to the 18-yard line, but it's Washington forcing a turnover for the first time this year. And here's a pass that's complete. Denzel Boston first down. Has done an amazing job in the time at Arizona and here at Washington of mentoring Coleman. Said he's never seen a coach has invested in a player. Decker to grab, now moves to the tight end right side. Reynolds in the game in motion. They are going play action. You called it. Giles Jackson, 10 catches last week. First one today. It's a big gain on 4th and 1. One grab, 29 yards this week to the 41-yard line. On the Eastern Michigan half of the field, Rogers, a deep ball, looking for the grab. 2 catches and 2 touchdowns in his Washington career.
On the outside, he sees his tight end running with the acceleration, able to pull away from the linebacker. Good catch, good concentration, stay in bounds. Nice score for the young man.
Great tightrope. He caught a 33-yard touchdown pass last week against Weber State for his only grab of the game. And this one is a 41-yard pass.
Oh, look at that clean pocket. You can't ask for anything better than that. Will Rogers has a nice strike for a touchdown.
And then great balance.
Tightrope. Did he go out of bounds? No. It's been confirmed. He did not. Touchdown.
Played quite the game here in the first half. But Washington has found their footing thanks in large part to Will Rogers throwing the ball to grab for a touchdown on the last drive. And this drive ends with a pass to Denzel Boston for a score. 7 catches, but 6 last week and 2 today.
Look at the bottom of your screen. Denzel runs a nice little post route. There's a safety in there.
1:51 to go. There's plenty of time here. The ball's out from Will Rogers. Oh, and he put it on the money. Jeremiah Hunter down the sideline. First down out of bounds. 45-yard line of the Eagles, bumped out by Daquan White.
Always an interesting wrinkle when I see the RPO these days. And Oregon kind of made this sort of play famous where you fake the bubble screen.
But certainly the reads and the coverages have dictated more targets for Hunter, and many of them have been successful. Here's the bubble screen to Giles Jackson. Marker down. Jackson was short of the first down. Ben Needham, the defensive coordinator, said his mom brought up some boudin from Louisiana, made a bunch of friends really quickly with his buddies on the defensive line. And here's a throw and a catch. Kaliki Latu, the tight end, converts on 3rd down, stops the clock by going out of bounds, puts the Huskies in first down and goal to go.
Well, this young man is developing into a tremendous weapon. That time he's isolated on number 12, Jakeem.
2nd and goal at the 1. The throw. Boston hangs on to this one and gets his feet down and bounds for the score.
Here's Jackson coming in motion. Just a crossing route. They both go out. One to the back pylon, one to the short side. It's an easy pitch and catch for Rogers. Quick score for the Dogs.
Guys like Jonah Coleman believed in us. We beat out a couple of Mountain West schools for him, and now here he is in Washington and having a big impact today, that is. And Jeremiah Hunter's having a big impact today as well. On the board with another catch. This one goes for 21 yards to the Eastern Michigan 37.
Well, good job by Will Rogers stepping up in the pocket. The Eagles decided to bring a blitz that last play of Mike Dahl.
And from no catches last week, Jeremiah Hunter now 4 for 48 today for the Huskies. And on the move, Giles Jackson flipped it to him, and he moves in space around the right side and steps out of bounds. If we play like that all season long, we won't win enough. We've got to build on that and improve, and I think we'll be fine. And they're building on things today. Jackson went with a jet sweep last play, and now sign that man up for the hurdles. Hops like that. Rogers throwing, looking for Hunter. straight scores for Washington.
Take a look at the protection. Clean pocket. You can count to 5 Mississippi on that one, Mark. Hunter comes up big. I honestly don't know. I'm taking a guess.
Play fake to Coleman. Check down to Coleman. Completed.
See, I am in suspense now. See?
Come on. Decker to Graff. Inside the 10. That's the first time he's caught the ball, and it hasn't resulted in a touchdown in 2 games.
First drive for his offense, netted -1 yard. Will Rogers sets up the screen to Coleman. Gets a block. He's got a lane. Stiff arm at the finish. Over 1,100 yards from scrimmage last year. Little inside sweep here to Keith Reynolds. And he finds the edge as well. Not enough for a first down, but they go left with the screen and then back to the right for 8.
A good start to this drive here for Washington.
Play action and a completion down to the 30-yard line. Kaleki Latu from Cal to Nevada to UW and a gain of 22. And also true freshman Decker DeGraff, he wears 86. Back to the air. That's a nice pocket. To the end zone. Giles Jackson! Touchdown! Huskies!
Make sure he's in. There's one. Oh, yeah, he gets both in. That's big time. Huge play for the Washington Huskies. Nice throw by Will Rogers.
This is his season to do so. Couple of tight ends and Jonah Coleman, the tailback. Play action. Hits that back foot. First down. Jackson with a good cut. Out to the 39-yard line. They dial up another blitz. Sideline shot. Boston. First down, Huskies. Fake to Coleman. Boy, that's well set up. Giles Jackson being pursued to the far sideline. Good pickup there on first down. This time fakes to Coleman on the move. Lets it go deep for Giles Jackson. Got it! His second big catch down to the 40-yard line. Now they're going to hustle up and get right back on it.
I mean, take a look at this route by Giles Jackson. Here he is right here. He's going to run up, stutter his feet, get the DB's hips turned. Will Rogers is just going to throw it down the hash, and Giles Jackson.
Cameron Davis missed last year with a knee injury in a tailback for the first time. Rogers has been hot recently. Double pumps. And a short gain down to the 24-yard line.
Well, Paul, just a quick update. We'll watch this play and get back to me.
There we go, Zoro. Come right back to you. That's a nice lane for Will Rogers. Normally not a big runner, but when he says, you give me that kind of room, I'll take it. Gain of 18. Second and 13. Keep faking now over the middle. Across the 30 and out to the 36-yard line goes Kaleki Latu, his second catch today. Turns 3rd down and 1 into 3rd down and 6. Rogers against the 4-man rush. Over the middle. That's a completion. Little bit short. It'll come down to the mark. Denzel Boston on the crosser. Running game has them right here on the 31-yard line. Now the play action. Rogers back over the middle. Complete. And a first down. Still rolling. Inside the 15. True freshman tight end, Decker DeGraff. Rogers quickly out of his hands and a catch inside the 10. Giles Jackson. 1st and 10. Rogers. Quick release and an open sideline to Jeremiah Hunter. Broken tackle gets him out to the 40-yard line. First catch of his afternoon. Gets him 14. Colt McCoy was in the back nodding his head. Similar background to what he had. Will Rogers puts it right on Denzel Boston. Good catch there.
He's ready to go. He's a little late.
10th penalty backs him up 5. They take a shot there. Now he's got some work to do. He gets out to the 24. Well short of a first down. Denzel Boston. Reggie, thank you. And that now brings up 2nd down and long. 2nd down and 23. Try to get some back over the middle. Giles Jackson Between the hashes, now back inside of Cougar territory.
Big call right here.
They bring the safety blitz. Thrown behind Rasheed Williams. Makes the catch, but he's 5 yards short. Right to the air on the rollout. Sets up, lets it go deep. Giles Jackson, got it! Jackson with a monster afternoon. Sets him up on the 24.
That is a big-time throw for Will Rogers. He took a lick as he was throwing it, but watch Giles Jackson. He's going to run, fake the corner, run the post.
Back to the air. Rogers, crosser, Boston! Pushed out of bounds. Denzel Boston got down close inside the 5, gain of 8.
Coaches at the next level that he can run a system like this.
One of the most experienced quarterbacks in Division I. He'll shovel this one to Kaleki Latu, the tight end.
They're making some adjustments there.
Yeah, they're gonna bring it here. Blitz comes, and Rogers completes to Coleman for a first down.
A little bit of shake, a little bit of wiggle in him.
Rogers to pass to the wide side. Boston, a first down.
But plenty of talent in wide receiver.
Play action. Rogers going to take a shot. Down the seam. Boston! Got it! Touchdown, Huskies! So many years backing up some of the greats with this UW program. Rogers, the pass, and hits Boston again. That's been a nice connection. Boston with a career-high 8 receptions for 58 yards last week.
Just give defensive coordinators more headaches.
A little bundled snap there. Rogers winds up with it in the end and takes off. Rogers slides across the 30-yard line in Northwestern territory.
I wish you had the heart rate monitor on the players for one like this. That ball goes up in the air. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What do I do? What do I do? Okay, don't panic. Protect the football. Take off. Would say it's just like he drew it up, but that's not the way that they drew it up. But a nice job, Will Rogers, getting some good yards and doing the right thing. Getting the slide, not taking...
Wildcat linebacker. Play action. Rogers. Oh, tons of room in the middle of the field. Jeremiah Hunter reels it in. And that soft coverage you're talking about for Northwestern, boy, it seems to be biting the Wildcats right now.
Well, they're so concerned about getting beat deep. That good old-fashioned eye.
Oh, yeah, power eye here. Rogers drops back to pass, scanning downfield, rolls out to his right, and ducks out of bounds.
Eye again.
Yep. DeGraff, the tight end, setting an edge. Boston has another touchdown. That's been a terrific combination from the get-go tonight. Rogers to ball.
Relied it on speed like yours truly. You loved it.
Yeah, this pass is complete underneath to the tight end, Latu. Prince win going back to their Pac-12 days, and they also carry a 16-game home winning streak into today. Another completion, another first down. It's Giles Jackson. And one of these Husky holdovers bringing some experience from last year's team that came within one game of a national championship. You're talking about a different ball game.
Absolutely. Take those chances, generate turnovers.
Rogers pumps, hits his check down to Coleman, who slips by a tackle. York.
Yep.
Will Rogers able to escape the rush and motor to the outside. Well, that's a dangerous tackle.
It end in that I formation, lined up as a fullback. He's moving pretty good.
And Rogers completes underneath to Coleman. Coleman hurdling a would-be tackler inside the 20, and a spectacular move from Jonah Coleman. Airborne to get the first down. Gain of 16.
Boy, lots of ways to make guys miss. You can run through them, around them, jump over them. Love seeing that. Get your quarterback in, especially with the portal the way that it is.
10th play of the drive here. Play action. Rogers to pass. Hits his target. It's Hunter right at the stick.
But House able to get the gift interception.
You know, it's interesting that this UW team, I think, down the stretch.
Yeah, we'll see if relegation ever happens.
Well, Viv, hey, one step at a time. Let's get through the 12-team playoff first.
Grow on.
A lot different from when he was trying to set a baseline standard when he took over at Arizona. Visit Michigan. We had a dramatic win over USC today. Latu with another touch here, and some extracurriculars. They've won 10 or more games in 5 of the last 7 seasons. Rogers flushed out and still makes something out of that.
Took the Alabama job. Washington fresh off a finalist category finish to their season a year ago. And there's Jeremiah Hunter on the receiving end of the first pass of the evening out to the 39-yard line. With that, replay official Tom Kissinger said no targeting. So on 2nd and 23, Rogers lets it go, checks it down underneath to Kaleki Latu.
Right here, Giles Jackson.
2 by 2, 4 out, and they go underneath, little tunnel look. Little tunnel screen to Jonah Coleman, and he is wrapped up by Keontae Hamilton, the tackle number 48, only 5 picked up. Cameron Davis and Jonah Coleman in the backfield. Rogers flushed, has plenty of green grass, and he'll have a first down well beyond the 35-yard line, shoved out at the 36 by Jabome. Could have been targeting, it wasn't. 2nd and 7, quick slant. It's caught. It's Jackson, and he's got another first down to the 48 of the Scarlet Knights.
To try to help him out.
Pickup of 11, a first down. Play fake, slant again, caught. And down to the 22 of Rutgers, Jeremiah Hunter, the senior from Fresno, California. 2nd and 8, out pattern. It's caught, and right away, Jeremiah Hunter is shoved out of bounds. A roughing penalty in their opening series, you might recall.
You got 0 coverage. They're going back to cover 2.
Rogers pass down the seam, and it's caught by Hunter. And the Scarlet Knights arrive. Rogers with time. Quick curl. It's caught, and it's Jeremiah Hunter. His 3rd catch of the evening. So here are the Huskies on the back patio at the 5-yard line. Pump fake. And Rogers' pass is caught. It's the tight end Decker DeGraff, number 86. Muhammad is the setback. Little curl. Out to Boston. Denzel Boston breaks free and is going to score. Touchdown Huskies. 51 yards. Why, that was a great piece of offensive coaching and play calling by Fish and his coordinator, Brennan Carroll.
And an even better job by Denzel Boston. He comes and then he hooks up. It's shallow cross, but he comes, he sees it zone. But that's what's happened throughout this game for Washington.
It has. Underneath, crossing pattern. They go to the tight end, Kaleki Latu. Rogers checks it down, goes to Jackson. Giles Jackson ahead to the 32-yard line still. Denzel Boston, who had that big reception. Slant, caught. Boy, that had a chance to bust. Jeremiah Hunter comes up with the reception. Greg Schiano coach teams. Trouble. Rogers pass. Oh, that's a thing of beauty. He stuck to it that time, didn't he? Gets it out to Denzel Boston. 1 of 7 on 3rd downs. Here's another one. 3rd and 14. Over the middle to Giles Jackson. Look at that short tackling again in space. Rogers quick curl to the tight end, Kaleki-Latu. Rashid Williams, a burner, has gone flank to the top of your screen. That's Jackson. He's got it to the 45, up to the 46. SHI Stadium, if they get a stop right here. Going deep. Caught. Great reception by Denzel Boston. Sort of tipped it to himself.
What a courageous throw by Will Rogers. 4th and 1.
Rogers, little underneath pattern to Rashid Williams, the freshman from Brentwood, California. He's got a lot of speed. Get behind there for Brennan Carroll and for Jed Fish. Fade pattern, open. It's Boston. It's touchdown. Boy, they could have used that about 30 seconds ago. Would have had the extra timeout. Now they only have the 2 remaining.
That's a big mistake by the cornerback of not recognizing the situation.
Wide open, caught the tight end, Kaleki-Latu. And it's 21-18, and a glimmer of hope remains for the visiting Huskies.
It's a nice route by Denzel Boston. All right, he jabs inside, and there's no reason. Remember, you can get a first down and stop the clock.
They only need 30 yards to get a 46-yard field goal try-off. That's Jackson.
That's not what you want.
From their own 47 now. Got to look to the sidelines. And they do.
Jed Fish prefers to have a 3-headed monster in the receiving corps. He's got that with Jeremiah Hunter along with those 2 and the tight end Latu. They will go to the air on first down. Rogers fires open. Boston got it in stride and into Michigan territory. 35 yards on the first play of the game.
Well, right away they go after Jair Hill instead of Will Johnson. A little out and up, and Hill bit on the fake. And they talked about these 2 corners for Michigan.
Rogers rifles middle. It's caught. Giles Jackson, the former Michigan wide receiver, doing it against his former team on a deep ball.
Well, they got protection against pressure, and if there's no middle safety, this team will attack the middle of the field. Giles Jackson does a great job out of the slot of beating defenders to the middle of the field.
And now they feel like it's their time to shine and show exactly what the education looked like. Here's a 3rd and 8. Quick slant, quick catch, first down. It is Boston. Play clock down to 2. Rogers, end zone. Boston, touchdown. His 8th of the year gets Washington on the board.
This ended up being a touchdown. Hill's in good position, and he slips. And because of that slip, Boston's able to get his hands on the football.
What an effort to get the foot down.
Yeah.
That right heel stayed up. In his 6th year here at Washington after the lower body injury last year. 3rd and 6 to the outside. Dangerous, but it was caught by Rashid Williams. Short of the first down, and Michigan forces a 3 and out. Washington back out there from their own 26.
A lot of room for Boston at the top of the field.
Play action. Rogers sets the screen. Latu with blocking. The big man rumbling down the sideline, stayed on his feet and gets across the 40. Picks up 16.
And back in the red zone for the 2nd time.
And back to the air. Rogers delivers. Jackson, touchdown. Perfect placement. Washington clicking early.
Well, they got it again. They got Jair Hill, number 20. 3 receivers to the same side. This a pro style, much different verbiage.
Boston with the grab.
And there's the first down.
So 2 timeouts to work with for Washington. And Brady Gross has already missed another field goal today, and this one's a completion and a first down to Rashid Williams.
Nice job by Cameron Davis and pass pro.
Rogers protected, perfectly delivered. Boston out of bounds, working against Jair Hill, and he wins the battle. 16 yards.
Too big of a cushion by Jair Hill. I mean, he's just bailing out of there. This is a long. And Rogers able to make an easy throw and catch.
In the field goal range with 2 timeouts to work with. Over the middle, catch made, and Latu doesn't get further than that. Rogers delivers. Latu, there is the first down as he dragged forward inside the 15 to the 12.
These are 2 incredibly athletic big men.
Right back to the air, dump it. Coleman with space, has a man to beat, and he does to the outside for the first down. It's 2nd and 17 with Coleman split out wide on an empty set. Rogers, Jackson makes a man miss. Jackson, shifty, may have gotten the first down. It's going to give us a heck of a run in the future. Rogers back in there, set up the screen for Latu. First down.
Second time we've seen him run this play.
3rd and goal back from the 20. Rogers throws, Latu catches, and it is just short of the 10 coming into the game. 2nd and 9, Rogers, middle, open, caught, Hunter. First down near midfield.
2nd down, Wink Martindale decides to bring pressure. They break out of the bunch, and one receiver breaks open, and that's Jeremiah Hunter. When you bring pressure, it's man, and Hunter able to make the catch.
Again, Washington outgaining its opponent. Jackson makes 2 miss. Wow. And then runs into a wall, but that is an impressive individual effort by Giles Jackson.
Former Michigan Wolverine with some moves.
Another completion, another first down, a Latu.
What I like about this drive right now is the ball is coming out of the hands quickly.
Is part of that equation as Cameron Davis is in the backfield on a first down screen, and it's Davis against an Iowa defense that has just not seen very many screens this year, just 10 all year. Crowd is loud. 3rd down. Rogers does get it away. It's Latu, and he has the first down. Tackled by Kyler Fisher. It's a gain of 9. Rogers short set, accurate again. Into plus territory with Boston. He just waited and waited for his time in college football. First down play action. Rogers feeling the pressure, sidestepping it, throwing, and he's got yet another completion.
Not a lot of finesse, man. Penalties, sometimes got to see blood.
Another short set, and another completion. Latu off the spin. He's inside the 30. Rogers, late first quarter. Another short set. Giles Jackson, first down, right at the 40-yard line. In here, boy, Tunu Ufi in at fullback. He's there to block to set up this throw to Jackson for a first down inside the red zone. 2nd down throw off a stunt. Rogers over the middle. That's a beautiful ball to the slot man, Jeremiah Hunter, 1st and goal. Rogers back on. He wants to throw, launching end zone. Boston, touchdown again. The 9th of the season for Denzel Boston.
This is pretty good right here. Watch the steps. It's just going to be a little fade route, right? He's just going to go right to the back corner of the end zone, create space. The whole key there, Jason. And it's what he learned from Rome Madunze and all those vets. Don't run to the pylon.
Yep.
Run into that DB so your QB's got all that real estate to put it right back there for the big frame at 6. Another positive run on first down.
And speed back to the line for Washington. Rogers whistles it over the middle. That's a first down for Giles Jackson. Bill wasn't listening. He'd say, oh, remember when you said that? Rogers the throw to the near side. It's a long throw, and it's Giles Jackson who's planted after a short gain by Wampa. On the board, it is first down from the 25. Rogers a pump. He'll go to the sideline, and Giles Jackson right on his hands. First down, Husky. Look at the line here. 3 on the left side. Wide splits. Here comes Llewellyn. Throw on a crosser. He's got it for Boston, and Boston launches himself right around the line to gain, and they will move the sticks. From the 30, Washington and Rogers senses the heat, keeps his feet again. How slithery is Will Rogers today? 2nd and 1. Quick throw, Giles Jackson tunneling past the 20. That's Nick Jackson, the UVA transfer, along with Higgins again. First down.
Shield, just get a body in front of those defenders.
Clean pocket this time. He just flicks it right over the middle. Giles Jackson again has been a safety valve and a crosser, and it's a first down. Not only a porcelain sandwich they like more. That throw is over the middle. That's right there. Boston again down the middle of the field to the 24-yard line. Rogers felt the heat, got it away. It's a short gain. Higgins with the stop of Jonah Coleman. We've got to get to the 34. Rogers up in the pocket. He delivers a strike, and that's going to set up a 4th down and short. Rashid Williams, the freshman, getting more run today. It's a gain of 20.
Quick throw, and it's caught complete, and a big chunk to get some yardage back. Rogers steps in and completes. Giles Jackson, but he is tackled shy of the line to gain. Sean Asbury with a strong tackle. You see why he's 3rd in the Big Ten in yards after contact entering play today. So now Rogers wants to set up a screen, and he's got it. Cam Davis into Indiana territory, and another first down. Indiana's defense hasn't allowed a first quarter point yet this year. Rogers on the move, and he throws to the second level to Denzel Boston. The pass-catching running back is in the game. Rogers looking his way, throws it to him, but he's tackled short by Pons, and it's 4th down and 3. And Rogers is going to throw under pressure over the middle. Denzel Boston down inside the 40.
We talked about the play-action game being such a factor for Washington. It again is. You watch the linebackers for Indiana. They get sucked up on this play-action to stop Jonah Coleman. You can see Aiden Fisher in your screen there. And then just get the ball thrown right behind him, right behind Aiden Fisher over his helmet. If you're a quarter and some change, that narrative continues.
Will Rogers throws behind, but it sticks in the hands of Jeremiah Hunter. Pump and caught. And another first down for Washington, Jeremiah Hunter. He's been the go-to guy today so far. A half-empty Memorial Stadium seemed distant now, the way this place has been packed. Will Rogers has it deflected, and it's caught anyway by Jeremiah Hunter. Great concentration from him. Finger on it, but not enough.
Yeah, look, a couple passes have been tipped. We'll see this one from the freshman. How about the awareness and then the focus, to your point? God, that's impressive from Hunter. Been a pretty good game thus far.
Washington's trying to avoid that fate. On 3rd down, Rogers hits Boston. He's tackled at the 40, and it's going to be 4 yards shy. 2nd down and 8. Rhett just mentioned the red zone struggles for Washington, something that's bit them this year. Roll out, Rogers gets it to Kaleki Latu, his tight end's first catch of the day. Fisher's there to make the stop, and it's 3rd down. Rogers stands in and delivers. Denzel Boston, a conversion. And now Will Rogers back in at quarterback on 2nd and 11. And there's Kaleki Latu for the 2nd time this half with a first down. And 2 weeks away from an Indiana-Ohio State matchup. Washington starts this drive with a long throw out to Decker DeGraff, his first catch today. An emergency go time for the Huskies. And Rogers hit as he throws, but he gets it out to the back, Cam Davis.
Success earlier. Yeah, I think here in the second half, they've flipped him to the wide side of the field in that regard. Come down the seam there to Latu.
And Latu fighting his way down inside the 15 and to the 10.
You know, they've tried to go to this tight end multiple times today. This is the first time they really could spring him down the seam. You feel the loss of Aiden Fisher a little bit there, potentially a lot.
36-yard play. Washington hurrying down the field. Giles Jackson, touchdown earlier in the game. They get him to it quickly.
In the FBS, it's going to be fun to watch the different pressure packages.
Rogers to the outside on the slant route out to the 15-yard line. They're going to be a half a yard short.
First drive, he bats down a ball on 3rd down, comes back with the interception.
Rogers to pass. Wide open across the middle. Jeremiah Hunter makes the catch and a first down for Washington.
But in terms of organic pass rush, Green is one of those guys that has to step up and try to make life uncomfortable for Will Rogers.
Rogers gets it out of his hand. He's got Boston out to the 30-yard line. And now Cameron Davis motions to the right of Rogers. Bringing heat. Rogers. There's Boston. First down, Huskies. 4 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Third and long. Rogers going deep. He's got his tight end, Kalecki Latu, with the reception. Had 4 of them last week.
That's such a nice job by Will Rogers. He's so poised, so confident in the pocket, and just dropping this down to what's become.
Rogers gets rid of it, caught by Jackson. Going to be a yard short of a first down. Decision time now for Jed Fish.
Knows the offense well. So Adam Muhammad, he's got all the makings and talent, but he gets to learn from a vet.
Behind Boston, able to reroute himself, make the catch, and inside the red zone go the Huskies. Rogers to throw on first down, runs the slant to Boston. Down to the 25-yard line, give him the 24.
2 interceptions.
Go empty. Rogers had some trouble containing that snap. Still got it to Boston. Just outside of that 2-minute timeout. They're going to get it to the outside and a first down. And so much more for Washington. Still on his feet and out of bounds across the 45-yard line. The next week, his second catch went for a touchdown. It's all downhill from there for DeGraff. To the outside, Giles Jackson, a sprint to the corner. Jackson's out to midfield. 3rd and 5. Rogers to pass again. Good protection. High throw pulled in by Latu. First down, Huskies.
2-minute situations, not afraid to run the ball.
Rogers dumps it off to Coleman. Coleman puts his head down. First down. Rogers to pass, gets to the outside. Boston, first down, Washington.
For example, from last year, but clearly a talented quarterback.
Rogers over the middle, he's got Jackson. Jackson brought down at the 46-yard line. There's a pop for Rogers.
This is why you run the ball. Again, this was set up for Washington the entire game. They start with the play action and all the Trojan linebackers.
Rogers across the middle again. Latu for a first down for Washington. Stays on his feet and gets down to the 33-yard line.
Oh, baby, that's tight end play. You know that gets me fired up, Jeff.
Brown on the bottom of the screen, matched up with Boston one-on-one. They go that way. Boston makes the catch, gets out of the tackle of Brown to the 40-yard line. Boston's helmet pops off.
The linebacker wanted to get him one after seeing what Bruner was doing.
Rogers got rid of it. Coleman makes the catch. He's a half a yard short. Rogers rare under center. Get it to Davis. Davis out of bounds near the 20. Rogers sprint left to the corner. Giles Jackson first down, Huskies.
Play action to Coleman on the move. Rogers has a connection right away. And run out of bounds, the freshman tight end. The 3rd and long they did pick up was aided by a penalty from Penn State. This is 3rd and 9 once again. Blitz. Rogers, quick slant, complete. First down, Washington. Out to the 28-yard line.
Got to be really pleased with what Washington is doing so far on their first drive.
Empty backfield, 2nd and 9. Rogers over the middle has another completion down to the 22-yard line. Rogers over the middle, diving attempt. He's pass blocking now, quickly out of his hands. A completion up to the 42-yard line, but right away, Wheatley there to make the tackle. The guy who's number 2, Will Rogers under center, down by 14. Rogers doesn't run a lot, dumps it late to Jackson against the 5'9", 230 Jonah Coleman. To his left, Rogers. It's a nice catch at the 40-yard line. Quickly wrapped up. I wonder if those offensive linemen can hear him. Here comes a blitz. Dumps off the screen. Coleman shakes the tackle of the middle linebacker King. And play clock to 4. 4-man rush. Rogers almost had it picked off. A scrum for it on the 31. Giles Jackson, strong hands. He came up with it. Davian Collins was right there.
See what Washington decides to do here. 13 seconds left in the half.
See if they can get anything on the quick hitter out to the left. Penn State's defense there to shut down any thoughts. They pick up 6. Giles Jackson.
Passing numbers in the air raid the last several years for Mississippi State. Now his final home game at Washington starts with a completion out to the 40 to his tight end, DeGraff. He gets 7 yards on first down in the first play of the night for Washington. On the second drive of the night, Rogers flips it up. Caught by Coleman through a tackle and down the sideline through that tackle of Addison with the first down. The enemy former Colorado and NFL running back, now the offensive coordinator for UCLA. And back-to-back first downs. Kalecki Latu.
Not a huge part of their deal, but he's worth it.
Play action. It's a screen. No Toia out there to chase him down. And it's a big play for Washington with Davis. Coach, I thought it was cool. Cam Fabiculan actually used that quote this week that you said to him his freshman year.
You know, that might be the one thing that is freshmen that they even kind of paid attention to me.
It's funny, the circle of life in football. Because Russell Davis' dad, part of the 07 Giants, of course, beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl as Rogers throws for a first down to Boston. Boston's only been targeted twice in this first down. To the edge on second down, and it's a new set of downs with Giles Jackson. Apple Cup in mid-September against Washington State. Fake it into the flat twice. Now Rogers over the middle. It's Jackson again. So this drive looking like it could be.
Fake the screen to the boundary, fake the screen to the field, and try to work the middle that is vacated. Matrano says, man, I knew that was coming. I almost had it. Good execution. Good job finding that backside linebacker, because, again, Swessinger and Madrano, these are great athletes. A lot of picks between them.
When they get the red zone on scoring touchdowns, looking for their first third down make of the night. It's a screen. It is a touchdown. Latu with 6 for Washington.
Great design. Throw the pass rusher. Oladejo inside. Yeah, that's trending right now, yes.
Quick pop out. They throw it inside their own end zone. To begin the second half. Off play action. Toia almost got there again. Away to Muhammad. And by the skin of his teeth, Rogers picks up a first down to Muhammad.